Hello everyone. So tonight we got to see the first preview, the first debate of the Trump and Biden series. And what we saw tonight, we saw Joe Biden several times with the deer in the headlight look. In one particular case, there was talk of his son Hunter Biden and a lot of his bad juju that came along with it, and Biden completely lied about the situation. There are other things that Trump brought up, such as that very moment that Trump said, "Joe, you just lost the left." Because when he started talking about law and order, Joe Biden is going to lose the left every single time. Because they want to abolish police. They want the police forces gone. Because 9 times out of 10, they're probably some form of criminal. Or ex-con themselves. Or someone who's probably having some type of warrant for themselves. Anyone who votes for Biden right now, it seems as if you're voting for less restrictions. You're voting for a group that gets along tremendously with China. And you're voting for a guy who is going to delegate pretty much everything he does at his elderly age to his cohorts, his second in command, his other younglings out there. In fact of the matter is, these people that are running it aren't really that good of people as far as we can tell. You have Kamala Harris, who is willing to throw people into jail, 1,500 strong, for marijuana violation, and then turned around years later and said, "Well, I was smoking." That seems very fair. It seems pretty biased as far as we're concerned. They can do it, you can't. The very thing of elitism. We thank God every day that there's an administration like this right now. Because if there weren't, we'd already be a banana republic. There have been votes for Trump, military votes for Trump, that have been thrown out of the mail. And they caught them. There have been situations where the Trump administration has been accusing things that came out completely true, such as the FBI situation. But it is actually a complete and utter surprise to us that Joe Biden showed up to this debate. We knew that the Big Orange was going to tear the man apart, and he pretty much did. It was so bad, it was almost elder abuse. We kind of feel bad for Joe Biden because he honestly thought he stood himself a chance. 9 times out of 10, he was standing there talking about, come on, man. That's all he has for himself. He can't really debate himself out of a paper bag, and Trump just keeps coming at him. Now, we don't know if Wallace was being very biased. We actually kind of think here at Dang It Don, we think it's not bias when we already knew what Wallace was about. In several interviews with Wallace, Trump and him clashed. We knew that they were already going into it, that Wallace was going to come at Trump at least a few times. The thing that we didn't like about it is when Trump is interrupting, he is having to interrupt. Wallace isn't allowing him to have time. Biden interrupts, and Wallace doesn't call him out. So we see a little bit of bias on Wallace's part. Even if this host is a Fox moderator, there was already something going on ahead of time. Before the whole entire production went on, there was something said with Wallace and Trump's family that caused Trump's family to really be cheesed at Wallace. So until we can find out what that was, it's just a mystery to us. It is just conspiracy theory at this point. We can only guess what was said between them. If you listen to almost nothing but Biden, if you take Trump completely out of the debates, just take his voiceovers and leave it just be Wallace and Biden. Biden does not answer anything in this whole entire series very clearly. It is all amalgamation of weird words put together. Go back and listen to this guy. It's constant with him. He cannot speak straight. I mean, it is possible that they hop him up on Adderall. We hear Adderall is really good at getting the brain working for a short period of time. So maybe they hop him full of Adderall before he goes on the stage. We've heard that there are earpieces, the invisible flesh color earpiece that goes in his ear, and he's fed answers. But without all those tools, he doesn't stand very much of a chance against President Trump. And as expected, the media, this is what we like, this is what we think is so funny. As expected, the moment they got off air with the debate, and you're back to a reporter, back to a so-called journalist, actually we call those activists. The first thing he says is Trump acted like a bully. In our opinion, Trump didn't act like a bully. He acted like a man who was standing up for himself, standing up for his beliefs, and wasn't going to take your crap along with it. We call that being a stern leader. If you can't handle Trump, how do you suppose Joe Biden's going to handle Putin? How do you suppose he's going to handle China if they can't handle Trump? Again, we've made this argument plenty of times before. Would you really want this group, this Democrat group, who has claimed over and over again that there's all these bad things that Donald Trump does? They can't stick him to the wall, but they're going to be responsible for the rest of the world and be able to handle that. But they can't handle one man. In our opinion, that makes them unfit by default. If you cannot pin anything on one single man and get that one single man out of office in a unified effort as you have done, if you can't do that, there's a lot of other things out there that you cannot do. Joe Biden already had practiced quid pro quo. We've already seen a president go under fire over that. It set an example, and now, one of these days, the Republicans, should Joe Biden get in office, should another Democrat in 4 years' time get into office, any pro quo action by that Democrat president is going to be met with Republican gunfire really quick. It set an example. You went after the president to impeach them so you could get power. But this is the Democrat MO. Buy somebody off, get somebody to do what you say, and hopefully it all comes together via the media. And we don't like to say the media is all fake, but look through all of what they do. It is automatic. There's like some kind of tick where they hear or talk about Trump, and it's, oh my goodness this, oh my goodness that. Like they have the pulse of America in their hands, but we highly doubt it. They didn't guess right with Hillary Clinton. And we dare say Hillary Clinton did a better job debating Donald Trump than Joe Biden did tonight. Anyway, you folks have a wonderful night, a good morning, a great evening, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that around here. Also, drop a comment down below. We like to talk with you, we like to speak with you, and we like to pick your brain from time to time again. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, you're not going to get our videos. Sometimes it skips out. God bless each and every one of you. See ya.